Alright, you guys, maybe you can help me out with this one. I don't know why I love this bike so much. It pushes all the right buttons for me, even though it's not necessarily the nicest looking bike, it's not the quickest. Like, what is it about this bike that has totally just made me fall in love with it? I'm honestly really struggling to answer that question, you guys, because, I mean, alright, I've had this bike for a few days, and I've been riding it non-stop. This has been just such an amazing riding experience. And it's totally blown me away. It's been a real shock how good this bike has been, man. Just over the last few days I've been riding her. She's been absolutely rock solid for one. You know how you buy an old bike and it might seem fine at first, but then after a few days something happens to it and you got to fix it and all that stuff. No, absolutely solid, this bike. No problem with it whatsoever. I mean, that's what you'd expect. It's a Yamaha. But just, man, I just don't know what it is about this bike. It hasn't got the most amount of power in the world, but that doesn't really matter. It pulls wheelies really easily and they're a lot of fun. It's got a much higher RPM limit than you're expecting. But it's just like, I don't know, like, we haven't even filmed our ride review yet. And I don't know when this is going to come out. This might come out after the ride review. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I just have to say how amazing this bike is. I've got to show you guys how amazing this bike is. It leans over so well. You know? It leans over like a sport bike. And okay, you know, sport touring, you could call this a sport touring bike. You could call it a naked. But regardless, this bike is amazing. Honestly, one of the best bikes I've ever bought. The best 1,500 quid I've ever spent. It's just so good. But, so right, you're getting torque right at the low end. You're getting torque right at the low end. And you're getting buckets of horsepower at the top end. You kind of think to yourself, I don't really need all that extra horsepower, but my god, it's great to have, you know? You get like a proper thud on the gas with this bike, a proper thud. It really just like wants to go. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I can't remember what it was like riding my CBR 600RR. I can't remember. But again, it was a 599cc, very similar to this bike's engine, inline 4, redlining at 15,000 RPM as opposed to 14,000 RPM on this one. But I don't remember that Honda, I don't know, having this feel. Like, it was really good and I really enjoyed it. Maybe it's just because I haven't been on a 600 in 3 years. Maybe I've just forgotten what they're like. But God, this bike's good. Because this engine is derived from the R6. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to have that much torque at the lower end RPMs. Maybe they're different. Maybe they're designed differently. I don't know. Maybe the torque curve is different. Maybe the gearing is different. They probably are different. I'm sure the RPM limit is different, and I'm sure the compression ratio is probably higher on the R6. That's probably what gives it that extra top end horsepower. But like that drive that you get is one of those things that really I've only felt in 1000s, 900s, things like that. In fact, I don't even think the ZX9 felt like that. But you feel that, like, well, you probably won't feel it because you watch it through a screen, but that, like, I don't know, that jerk, the want to just go, like 100%, is amazing. But I've never experienced it on a medium-sized bike before, on a bike like this. Never experienced it. And I can't believe that, like, because, you know, I was expecting it to be maybe a little bit like the R7. Okay, the R7, totally different bike, yes, parallel twin, basically a 650cc. I mean, it's a 679 or something like that. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But, okay, they're not the same bike, granted. But I felt, I kind of expected this to feel a little bit like the R7. And this is way better. Way better. I mean, I was quite disappointed when we did our ride review of the R7. But this This is blowing me away, man. I didn't expect it to be this good. And as well, like, when I was looking at beforehand buying this bike, like, people in forums kind of poo-pooed on this bike a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people said how great it was and how bulletproof it was, how reliable it was and all that. Not many people were saying about how great the riding experience is. You know, loads of people would be like, oh, just get an R6. Why are you getting that? Get the R6 instead. But see, you see that? Right, that quick little jerk there to get around that little speed bump. You know, I didn't see it coming. As soon as the car went over it, I corrected. And like look, watch. That's amazing! It's so nimble, this bloody thing. It is incredibly light. It really is. This is, I mean, what a bike! What a combination Yamaha have got here, and in a package that a lot of people probably would underappreciate. To be honest with you. Oh, that pickup! That pickup is rock solid, man. I'm telling you, man. This bike. I'm at a loss for words. Like, sure, I expect a 900 or a 1000 or whatever the case might be. I expect those kinds of bikes to blow me away. Yeah, they're top of the range, they're premium, they're flagship bikes from a lot of these brands. Take my ZH2 for example, ZR 1400, the Daytona 955i. Right, bikes like that from these companies, they're meant to be good because they are top of the class, right? They are the flagship motorcycles in that SKU from back in those eras, right? I didn't expect that kind of feeling to come from this bike. It's genuinely good. I don't know if the gearing's been adjusted. I think it's stock, just by looking at it, but I haven't checked. I mean, the funny thing is I discovered when I looked through the service history of this bike, it had a certificate for an A2 restriction. So this bike, I think, if I remember correctly, it was 2013. This bike was restricted to 33 horsepower, that is awful, man. This bike's producing like 90, nearly 100 horsepower, and you're and you're going to restrict it down to 33. That's ridiculous. But this bike absolutely isn't restricted anymore. I suspect that the owner that had the bike in 2013 that did restrict this, they de-restricted it after they got their license. I'm absolutely certain of that because it was restricted to 33 horsepower and 96 mile an hour. It can do more than that. And this definitely doesn't feel like 33 horsepower. This is just incredible, man. I really didn't expect it to be quite as good of a riding experience as like a 600 Super Sport, but in a lot of ways it's better because it's so comfy. Okay, the seat, I've still got to get a new seat for it. I've got one on order, it hasn't arrived yet, but I've got a new seat for it, which I think is going to look really, really good, by the way. But also, yeah, it's going to fix that slight issue with the comfort. But it honestly, I think this bike has got more torque than a 600, lower in the RPMs, and it's got, okay, it hasn't got as much horsepower, but it's got enough horsepower that you're going to need for street riding. I mean, one of the things that I do want to test out is how long it is geared in first gear. I'm pretty sure I could probably get up to 70 mile an hour in first gear in this thing, but I don't know, maybe not. I haven't tested it out yet fully myself, but it's very good, you guys. Absolutely just blown me away. I can't get enough of it. Like, you know how you get a buzz for a new bike and all you want to do is ride it? Like, yeah, everybody has that. But I didn't have this experience with the Blackbird. The Blackbird's very, very good. I thoroughly enjoy that bike. But I didn't get the need to like ride it every single day, you know, because I like to alternate my bikes anyway. But I didn't feel that need to want to ride it. I mean, maybe because I got it in the winter and I didn't have much of an opportunity to ride it. Maybe that's what kind of killed the hype a little bit for me. But I don't see myself stopping riding this bike anytime soon for commuting, for anything at all. This is I genuinely lost for words, you guys. Because the thing is, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to put it into words that this bike is as bulletproof as it is. Everybody knows that this bike is absolutely bulletproof. Everyone knows how reliable it is. Everyone knows how good it is in terms of reliability. Everyone knows that. But I don't think there are that many people that really know the performance of this bike, how well this bike performs, and how well it goes into the corners, man. It's great. Okay, right. If you're going to be tracking this bike, you will be scraping pegs. Have no doubt, you will be scraping pegs, and you're not going to get the biggest lean angles. But for street riding, you're going to get some. You're going to be leaning this bike over a lot more than you think. And you could convert this into like a mini adventure bike as well if you wanted to. Just put on some knobbly tyres on it, and you're near enough good to go. I took this bike off road a little bit, and it performed flawlessly. Really, really good. So, I mean, the options that you have with this bike are just insane. The things that you can do with this bike are absolutely mad. You can tour with it, you can commute with it, you can stunt with it. As a starter stunt bike, this is just. I mean, I've been so pleasantly surprised at how good of an experience it's been to build up confidence when it comes to doing some wheelies and things like that. It's just been great. It's got that slight whine at idle. That's probably normal. I'm guessing it's like an intake whine, but the bike runs great. So maybe it needs a new air filter. I don't know when the air filter was last changed. It was serviced in January, so it had an oil filter change in January. So I don't have to worry about that for near enough another year. It's got a year's MOT. Pfft. Oh my god. What a bargain. What a bargain. And it was one of those bikes, because you kind of go into a bike looking to haggle, because you know there's going to be a few things wrong with it. Like, you know that the cosmetic condition is going to be great. You know that there's going to be little things wrong with it. But this bike was near enough perfect. Near enough perfect. Yes, there was a slight issue with the clutch, and yes, we've got that issue with the seat, and maybe a slight issue with the key. Apart from that, this thing is rock solid, man. Rock solid, absolutely perfect. Yeah, man, it's great. If you're wondering what this is, that's heated grips. This bike's got heated grips, which actually are good heated grips. I actually think they're better than Oxford grips. I don't know what brand they are. Maybe it says on here, but it's worn away a little bit. But yeah, because the grip feel, you know how heated grips, they have that like really thick feel. I don't know, like, I prefer just normal grips on a bike. I really do. Like on the Blackbird, I don't like the grips on the Blackbird. I'm really tempted to take off the heated grips, but what am I going to do with them off? I might as well keep them on the bike, that kind of thing. But the grips on this bike actually don't feel like that. They don't feel like mega thick grips at all. They feel like they're stock. They feel like they should. So, man, it's all positive. It is all positive about this bike, you guys. It's great. I actually want my wife to have a go on this bike as well. Like, no, she hasn't got a full license, but we'll do one of those videos where she just tries it out, just like in a little area, a little private area for her to give it a go and just see what she thinks. Because I bet you that she's going to be pleasantly surprised at how good this bike is. Considering that when she was looking to do her full license, or A2 or what have you, she was looking to get an MT-03, I think, and I was trying to get her to get an MT-07. But yeah, she did like the look of MT-03. I think she'll love this. Yeah, man, the more I ride this bike, the more I appreciate it. And it's a shame. Okay, it's an old bike, alright, it's got a cable throttle, but it would be nice if it had like clutch control. There might be a mod that you can do to get this bike to give this bike clutch control aftermarket. It's not clutch control, sorry, cruise control. Aftermarket cruise control, that'd be nice. But yeah, brake feels great. The rear brake on this thing is surprisingly good. I don't know why it's so good, but the rear brake, yeah, it stops you. So you expect a front brake to do most of the heavy lifting, but on this bike, the rear brake, you can actually use it. It's actually usable for slowing yourself down rather than just for slow speed stuff. But look at that, look, that's rear brake. That's all rear brake, you guys. And the bike has so much control. Yeah, crazy great value for money this bike is, and I'm incredibly pleased with it. When I first rode it, when I was looking to buy it, I gave it a test ride, and at the time I wasn't really like, just enjoying the bike. I was trying to figure out if there's anything wrong with it. I was just trying to be hyper aware of what the bike was doing, making sure that it was all okay and it was doing everything that it should have been doing. But yeah, I never really got that feeling of enjoyment until now. When I say until now, I mean, when I got it home and after I sorted out the insurance and the tax on it, and I took it out around roads that I'm familiar with, like that, it just opened my eyes, man. And honestly, the more I ride this bike, the more I fall in love with it. It's crazy how an effect like that, like I always knew that smaller bikes are not to be looked down upon. Same with A2 bikes as well. You don't look down on those kinds of bikes, because there's loads of really good ones, and this is one of them. No, it's not an R6, but it's near damn as good. In fact, it might be just as good as an R6, maybe even better. When you're talking about street riding anyway, I'm absolutely certain it'll be better for track daying, don't get me wrong. But for street riding, this is near enough perfect. Just the seat that we need to work out, but everything else, man. What a bike. It's a shame because, yeah, I genuinely don't think that it's going to get a lot of views. But it deserves the views. It deserves a lot more attention than I think the internet is going to give it. Just a real shame. This bike is hella fun, man. Hella fun. I'm looking forward to taking the wife out on this. I'm looking forward to doing our pillion ride review with this bike. I think she's going to be really happy with it, especially because she's got pillion handles, in an easy to access place. There's no top box, but oh man, this bike is great. This bike is great. It's an all-round fantastic bike. I'm so happy with it. This is some of the best 1,500 quid I've ever spent. Genuinely, it's that good, you guys. I mean, is it as good as the Daytona? Is it as good as the Blackbird? Yeah, I think it is. Genuinely, okay, not as good as H2, not as good as ZZR, but in terms of just raw riding experience, this thing is just as good. And you know what? I don't think that quarter mile or 0 to 60 are going to be too far off what the Blackbird and the Daytona can do. Genuinely, it's that good. It's that light. Getting this bike off the line. I'm curious when we come to do our ride review. It might be out already. I don't know. But I'm curious when we do that what 0 to 60 I can get out of this thing. I bet it's going to be pretty good. If it's any more than 3.5 seconds, I think I'll be disappointed. Oh, it's great. It does have a bit of a lull in the mid-range. A little bit of a lull. So loads of torque down low. A little bit of a lull in the mid-range. And loads of power at the top end. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, let's see if I can. Woo! Oh my god, man, that gives you so much confidence. That was fun. Let's do it again. Now let's get to a nice patch of road. Here we go. Oh! Wow! It's so easy! Picking up the front end of this bike is so easy! I'm sorry, super sports, right, can have a hard time picking up the front end like that. But because of the riding position, because it's a little bit taller, a little bit more relaxed, you got a little bit more weight going back, right, rather than over the tank, over the front wheel, you got a little bit more weight going back. It's so easy picking up the front end on this thing. We are going over a little bit of a hill, to be fair, but yeah, man, I got to do that again. Oh, we are in a bend. We'll get up that bend fairly quickly. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, it won't have as much to won't have as much rotation to have to do will it up on top of a hill like this, but still, man. Oh, that's so good! That's so good! Right, this is going to be the perfect bike for me to learn wheelies on, honestly. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good wheelie. Front end, okay, not quite there yet. It's getting up there, but this bike gives me confidence to pick up that front end a little bit more, gradually, little by little. Oh man, this bike's good. And when it comes to pulling wheelies, this thing's better than my Daytona, and it's better than the ZX9. Oh. Did you remember, any of you who watched our ride review of the 1000 SX from Kawasaki? That bike, again, is very underrated, right? So 1000cc, costs about, is it 11, 12 grand brand new, maybe a little bit less than that. In fact, it might be about 10 grand brand new, actually, I can't remember. But that was one of the best bikes I've ever ridden, the 1000 SX. It was so good. Because it's so torquey, because, you know, it's got loads of horsepower, loads of torque. This bike gives me very similar vibes to that. Very similar vibes. Not quite as good, but it's nearly there, man. It's nearly there. God, what a bike. What a bike this is. I'm having so much fun. Hang on, didn't quite get there. Let's try again. Woo! I love it! I love this bike! I'll tell you what, I'm not going to get tired of that experience. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to get bored of that at all. That is so good, so fun. What a bike. And the thing is, this isn't really a bike that you should be putting wheelies on, you know? It's one of those bikes that it's a bit of a dad bike kind of thing, but God, this thing is good. You can ride this like a hooligan, man. Oh, so good! What did I get up to there? Was it 65? We didn't quite hit the red line. So yeah, you can probably get about 70 mile an hour out of this thing in first gear, which is absolutely perfect. But we'll find out on our ride review when we do that exactly what's going on with this bike. And well, at that point I would have had a long enough amount of time riding it to really give you all the juicy details about this bike in terms of the riding experience and things. Because right now, like, I'm all like giddy and happy with the riding experience, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic. But you've got to be able to contextualize it a little bit. You've got to be able to figure out a way of being able to express that to the viewers a little bit more in a concise package, rather than doing a whole video just on the riding experience of a particular motorcycle. The ride reviews have a little bit more than that. They're a little bit more in depth. But if the ride review's already out, you guys, I'll leave it pinned on the continue watching at the end of this video. But I'm so happy with this bike, you guys. This is amazing. This is a hooligan bike, and it doesn't look like one. This is what nakeds should be. In modern day nakeds, they hadn't been out for very long when this was out, and this rides like a naked, despite the fact that it's got a super sport engine in it. I'm glad that Yamaha believed in that engine so much that they put it in this bike, and it works. It really works. Oh man, this is fantastic. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to enjoy my ride home, and you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you think. If you're looking to buy one of these bikes, I hope that our videos have convinced you to buy one, especially if you're a little bit like conflicted, if you think it might be a bit of a boring bike. It's far from it. This bike is not boring in any way, shape or form. I've ridden boring bikes, right? That MT-03, that single cylinder MT-03, that was a bit of a boring bike for me, for the type of riding experience that I like. But this is fun, very fun, and they're going for so cheap at the moment, you guys. So cheap. You could pick these up for £2 grand all day long, anywhere up and down the UK. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Thank you ever so much for joining us on our video today. If you've enjoyed it, if you've learned something, if this has convinced you to buy one of these, I was going to say MT-07, FZ7, if it's convinced you to buy an FZ7, let me know down in the comment section below. Leave that like and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss any more of our videos on this bike going forward. But thank you ever so much for joining us on this one today. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.